Hari Om Saravananji.
Hari Om
Hari
Padma
Om
ji.
Shubha.
Hari Om Padma. Hari Om Saravananji.
I think it's only the three of us. Maybe Priya might join. And
Let's see.
as soon as I logged in, the recording started, So Vijay sir is not leaving any opportunity. From the beginning, he's recording.
Okay. Let's see. Let's wait and see. What happened to our Kamath ji is missing for a while.
Yeah, even Prakash ji, right?
Prakash ji, Kamath ji, yeah.
Hmm.
Okay. So I had saved the starting prayer last time. So maybe we can use that today to start.
Oh,
When
great.
we-
Otherwise, I was having that.
Yeah, I
I
was looking
found
for
that
that.
printout that I had taken.
Okay. Oh, so there is the share screen option is disabled.
Oh, is it? For me, it is there.
Okay, then I will give you that link.
Yeah.
And
Sarvananji, you have that Maithreyi thing prepared, is it?
yeah.
Okay. I also added to that Gargi slide, the dialogue. So maybe, we can do both the things and then we can see how it goes.
Okay. Yeah, this is the starting prayer.
Yeah.
We'll wait for another 2 minutes. So
yeah.
it was interesting to go through the Rishikas. Maithreyi ji's information led to again. They have all focused on that core point which we are contemplating. It was good. I think when we get into Brihadaranyaka Upanishad, we will see more about their dialogue in detail. I tried to capture a little bit.
Yeah, even I could find those dialogues in a lot of sites. So that is what I took up and I put it in as part of the slide so that we can review, and if somebody else finds any difference.
I have not written it for now. I have just taken copy paste from different websites.
Yeah, even I did the same. Yeah.
If we have to present it somewhere to Guruji or something, then to Guruji, then like I will have to, or like maybe once once we review it, then maybe I can put it in my own words.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that will be the purpose. But
Yeah.
for now, I've just like reproduced whatever I have found.
Yeah,
Same here. I just copy pasted the thing and put it in as part of the slide. Yeah.
I read somewhere this Asatoma is written by Rishika Maithreyi.
It follows that. I saw that. Yeah. Okay, we'll start.
Yeah. 1 second. Let me just. Oh no, it's disabled the screen sharing.
Okay. Or you can start the prayer.
Okay, is there any way that I can become the host, or like, is there any possibility, or we'll have to call him only to do that? Shall I call him to like make me the host or make one of us the host?
I don't know if he can do it with.
Shubha, can you try screen share? Is it disabled for also?
It's disabled for me too.
Okay. Should we like call him and ask him to
If
make one of us?
if he has,
Script, yeah, script we can start.
Or
yes.
Saravananji, if you have it on the screen, maybe you can start the prayer and then I can finish it or something like that we can
Okay.
do.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Shubhaji, you also have the prayer with you, right?
What Sarananji right now sent it. I have.
Yeah. That same link, no, he has
Yes.
done the entire prayer.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Respecting the self. Antarjyotihi Bahirjyotihi Pratyakjyotihi Paratparaha Jyotireva Jyotihi Swayam Jyotihi Atmajyotihi Shivosmiham. I am the supreme light of awareness, illuminating the outer world of objects, inner world of thoughts, and deep sleep state. I am divine light of the nature of auspiciousness, Shivaswarupi. Guru Vandana. Om Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Devo Maheshwaraha, Guru Sakshat Parabrahma, Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. He who guides you on the righteous path is a guru. When a parent or teacher or a friend or an animal or a bird or a plant conveys message of righteousness, they embody a guru. A guru's knowledge encompasses the creation, maintenance, and transformation at all times. A guru represents the voice of the Creator himself in showing the righteous path for all beings at all times. Voice of the divine is revealed through the message of the Guru. Guru Vandana. Akhandamandalakaram vyaptam yena characharam tadpadam darshitam yena tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Guru can guide us to the supreme knowledge of that which pervades all the living and non-living beings in the nature, in the entire universe, namely Brahman. I salute such a Guru. Respecting Guru Parambara. Narayana Samarambham Shankaracharya Madhyamam Asmadacharya Paryantam Vande Guru Paramparam Sadashiva Samarambham Shankaracharya Madhyamam Asmadacharya Paryantam Vande Guru Paramparam. Beginning with Narayana through Adi Shankaracharya in between and up to my own preceptor, I bow with reverence to the entire tradition of preceptors. Beginning with Sadashiva through Adi Shankaracharya in between and up to my own preceptor, I bow with reverence to the entire tradition of preceptors. Yeah. Over to you, Padmaji. Hari Om to all.
Hari Om to everyone.
Hari Om Vijayji. Hope you can hear us.
Yeah, Hari Om Vijayji. How shall we do the slides, Saravananji? Shubhaji, any suggestions?
You can maybe share the link if it's in Google Drive.
Yeah, I have it in Google Drive. No, the
And
Maithreyi one I am saying.
Maithreyi one, again, I can share the link and I can talk through that.
Yeah, yeah.
Should I
Shall
start?
we do like that? Yeah, because I'll figure out how to share the link.
Okay,
If I
let
have
me
any problem, I'll ask you, Sarvananji.
share.
Okay.
So I need your email addresses.
Yeah, it is. I'll put it in the chat. One second.
Shubhaji, yours as well.
Saravananji, can you please put in your ID as well? I can share the Rishika one as well.
So I have shared now. And let me give you the link. Yeah, once you can see it, let me know. I will start.
Yeah. Yeah, it is there. Sarananji, can I have your ID as well? I'm
Yeah,
just sharing the Rishika one also.
I have put that.
Okay, 1 second. Let me see. Yeah.
Yeah, let me know when I can start.
Yeah. Give me a second. I'll also share the. I have also sent it to your email ID. Saravananji, after that, how do you paste that link? That is just the page.
You on the right top, you can see that share option. If you
Yeah,
click
that
that,
I did. I did
yeah,
that.
below that. So when you click that, you get a
Yeah.
second box. There is a copy link.
Okay.
Hit the share option and you will see the copy link in the second box.
Yeah, get link.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
Yes.
Satyaji also joined. You may want to send it.
Hari Om Satyaji.
Hari Om Satyaji.
Hari Om Satyaji. Yeah,
Hari Om
so I
Satyaji.
have also shared the link.
Okay, got it. I can see.
Satyaji needs a copy too.
Yeah, I think she can open it through the chat also, Shubhaji.
Okay.
Satyaji, we just did the beginning prayer, and then the host has disabled us from screen share. So today Saravananji was going to present the slide on Rishika Maithreyi, and I also added some slides to the Gargi one. So we have put that link in the chat box, so you can just go to the chat box and Sarananji will start talking about it because we'll have it on our screen.
Sure.
Yeah. Shall we begin then? Sarananji, you want to start?
Okay, I will start. Yeah, hope you can open the presentation by clicking the link. So I have titled it as Vedic Sage Maithreyi. So when I started collecting information about Rishika Maithreyi, I came to know that she was one of the women seers who was spiritually realized and was highly respected for her contribution. Uh, her hymns are there in Rig Veda, and she's referred as a Brahmavadini, a female expounder of the Vedas. She is the daughter of Rishi Mitra and was well versed in Shastras by the teachings of her father. And she got married to sage Yajnavalkya. She is estimated to have lived around 8th century BC. It's her birth and personal life. But the most important thing is about her conversation dialogue with the sage Yajnavalkya. She is considered as a symbol of Indian intellectual woman, and the government has established a college in her name to honor her in Delhi. Maithreyi College, came to know. Yeah, we will get into the core part. So this Sureshwaracharya has commented on her dialogue as profound on both sides. Basically, it talks about her who has gone beyond the regular the people by refusing wealth, and she's she has gone beyond wealth to understand the real meaning to life, right? And the way she has done is by her questions to Yajnavalkya, right? So the Sureshwaracharya says that she's not just asking for information, but like the questions are like very deep and challenging to get the real meaning of what it is, the theory of Atman, right? And Yajnavalkya acknowledges her motivations, and he praises her for going beyond the material things in life. So there is a section in Brihadaranyaka Upanishad. Its title itself, like it's referred to as Maithreyi Brahmana. So what I found is in each chapter, the sub section, it's referred to as Brahmana, and that section which talks about the dialogue is titled as Maithreyi Brahmana itself, right? And the way it starts is like a regular conversation where the sage says that now he has completed, having completed the phases in life, he wants to move to sannyasa. And while trying to tell his wife and like get permission, he says that like, okay, here you go, I leave all the wealth to you, which should help you take care of your life. And on that, Maithreyi basically asks like, okay, what is I think the way she asked the question, it reflects the state that like she was in a very blissful state till then, in the presence of the sage Yajnavalkya. So she asked, if I get all this wealth, okay, will I be perpetually happy? And then she goes to the next question of will I reach the state of like immortality, right? And that being a heavy question, and also to give that kind of answer, the teacher has to test the eligibility of the seeker as well, right? As so the sadhana chatushtaya sampati, which we have seen, which is viveka, vairagya, shat sampat, and mumukshutva, right? And the inference here is, when she asked at this point, she was someone who was at this level. She had this sadhana chatushtaya sampati, right? And that's when sage is able to give her the explanation which she is able to understand. So that highlights the level, intellectual level of her, right? And that's why that's one of the specialities of her. Why we are talking about Sage Maithreyi. So far, are you with me? Is the flow okay?
Yes, Ramana.
Okay. Okay.
Yes,
Yeah.
Ramanji. Also, one suggestion: if we can read the whatever you have written with you, that
Uh-huh.
will also be
Yeah.
great, because this is
Okay.
the
I
first
will.
time we are seeing it, no?
Yeah. Yeah. I'm trying to summarize it, but where
Yeah,
needed,
yeah.
I
No,
will
I'm
continue.
following it, but because we are not able to see the slide, right? So we are
Yeah.
not knowing if you go on to the next slide.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
So the question was, if having when Yagnavalkya offers the wealth, and she asks, like, will it give me the happiness and immortality? Yagnavalkya says, no, you cannot be happy. It will give you comfort. The wealth can give you comfort, but not immortality. Then she says, like, what is use of that wealth, which cannot give me that happiness and immortality? What is that will give you, that will give me? If you know that, can you please tell me about that, right? So towards the end, it's she's saying about, what am I to do with that thing which is not going to make me perpetually happy, immortal, right? Whatever you know in this context, oh Lord, tell me that. So moving to the next slide. Yeah. So he was, like, very pleased with such a question, and the whole subject from here, the is the discussion goes on to explain the relationship between the eternity and the temporality, right? And temporal is something that starts in the realm of time, right? Whatever, if you see, uh, everything as a material, like, it comes at some point of time in the realm of time. And the point is, whatever that came will also go in the same way, right? And then, which basically means it has come to someone, and that one was always there. If that one was there, that is the only one who is always there, and who doesn't go at all, right? So that's the final point he leads to, actually. So he says that it is the Atman that appears as all these things that come and go, and this is the point that is never grasped by the mind, which looks upon objects as independent entities. The Atman is the one reality that masquerades in various forms and names. But this point is not understood by all when you say the Ajnanis. Moving to the next slide. Yeah, I will read this slide. The mind that is finite is located and lodged in the body, does not understand the fact that finite objects that are outside are only appearances of a single indivisible reality. So the finite, based on its limitation, tries to cling to the finite, not knowing this fact of infinitude that is at the background of these finite forms. If this infinitude that is at the base of these finite forms is to be understood, realized, and made part of one's own being, then the realization occurs. This Atman is all, idam sarvam, yadayam atma. Therefore, nothing can give you satisfaction, the thing, right? There is no hope of immortality through any possession in this world, is the conclusion of sage Yajnavalkya. Right? And there is a section here which talks about love, and uh, what that section I have summarized in one line here. He says that everything we love, a husband loves wife, a wife loves a husband, right? Parent loves a child loves a parent. He takes on to this relationship. He continues to give all the things, and then says the root of this love is because that each one of us loves the self, and because that self is in all, actually we love, we end up loving them. And but we don't, as a ajnani, we don't understand why we love them, and it looks very superficial. But It is that self that attracts the love. Okay. Moving to the next slide. He gives one example again, right? Uh, uh, so take example of instrument veena. Different tunes come from the veena. Okay. Does that mean, right? And like the tunes are looking different, but then we identify as the tune of veena. Doesn't matter how it sounds. Okay. Similarly, Brahman appears in various forms, but finally, though is it is the same one entity. Right. Another example is that salt. So the salt one he gives, like what happens later, right? Once you realize that it is the same Brahman that is appearing in all the forms, and there is no other, the identity, the one loses the identity that separates from the one, right? And the individual, you lose the individuality and merge with Brahman, after which there is no death. As for whom is the death, right? There is only one, there is no death. One. So what, so he summarizes by saying only Ajnani has death, uh, as he sees as like everything is real, but a Jnani realizes the self is separate from the body, uh, which goes through the birth and death. And once realizing that I am not that body, attains immortality. So it looks like the whole of Vedanta was like explained by sage Yajnavalkya in this Brahmana in this Upanishad. So hearing this explanation on the doctrine of the soul and knowledge for attaining immortality, Maithreyi attains supreme bliss, and said that like she also becomes a sannyasini. And conclusion, last slide. So basically, she showed all women the way to achieve the heights of knowledge, right, by carefully listening and practicing the Vedic path. I think she's a great example. Uh, if you identify as gender, for women to follow, right? Not being limited to the material things that give temporary happiness, or to be feeling limited by the forms, right, of the body, or what the society feels about gender, right? So I feel like Maitreyi is one great example for the women to follow, right? So and then like it's a self for Atma that makes that person dear to another, which is the basis of all the existence. That is the message. She gets it. And I would like everyone who is going through this presentation to get. And looks like at the International Religious Conference in 1899 held in Chicago, Rishika Maithreyi was honored, and her immortal verse was recited, which is very popular and which we recite all the time, which is like Asatoma Asat Gamaya, Tamasoma Jyotir Gamaya, Mrityurma Amrutam Gamaya. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Yeah, with that, I conclude my presentation.
Very nice, Sarvananji. I like the layout of the slides also, and the conclusion and all that. I want to read once more so that I can, if I have any questions, I'll come up with that.
Yeah,
later.
yes,
Yeah.
definitely.
But you have covered it in great detail, the dialogue and the conversation. Very nice.
It's very
Yeah.
nice, Sharananji.
Thank you. Yeah, it's I think this opportunity gave me to learn about the Vedic women, or the women in the Vedic ages, how they have lived, and right, like how they have gone, like how they were treated at that level, or like right. So it was not about gender, and like how um, the level of their the intellectual level. Right? Yeah, good to know. I think we should know. We should all know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would just one suggestion. Probably we all can do it. If we can put the source of the information so that all of us can go back to the source and learn more.
Yeah. We'll add a reference section. Yeah.
Because
There were a lot
Wikipedia,
of websites. Yeah, I will try to.
Wikipedia is something we can't trust. So any other source would be definitely good.
Yeah.
Because
I use this time to listen to some of the Upanishad explanations. I think I wanted to go through it, but I have to spend some time. So that Brihadaranyaka Upanishad Brahman, that section, maybe I think Guruji will have like 2-3 videos. If we go through it, it will cover all these things in detail. Yeah,
the
we'll
source
will
will
add that.
also help the other participants to for the other Rishika topic also.
Yes, I think I started from where Padmaji left. So that is why the relationship also. Yeah. And also I
He's
think Maitreyi word was
he's
little
the
familiar
niece
to
of
me as well.
Gargi, no? Maithreyi is the niece of Gargi. So
Yes.
yeah, so there will be some really this thing.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Can we look at my slides now? Shubhaji, you
Yeah.
have anything else to say?
No, Padmaji.
Okay, I will then, you have the links, right? You can open my slide now. So I'll also touch upon what I added, and then we can see.
Yeah. I have the deck open.
Yeah. Can I start, Shubhaji? Do you have it? Satyaji, you also have it, right?
Yes, Padmaji.
Okay. Satyaji, I don't know if last time when I presented you were there. I'm not sure. So I will just recap from the beginning. Is it okay?
Yeah, Padmaji.
Yeah.
I was there last time when you spoke about that.
Okay. Okay.
I was
Sure.
not there.
Okay. Okay. Sure. I'll do it again. Okay. So when I first of all I looked for pictures on Gargi, and most of the things I found was artistic impression. So I chose Akka Mahadevi as the picture. Now I started from who are Rishikas, how many Rishikas, and that was the thought process of how I went through the slide. I have also prepared a separate document where I have compiled the names of all the Rishikas from the Vedic period, the medieval period, and the modern period, which I will share with Vijay sir, and I'll also put it in the group so that we can work on it. So as far as the number of Rishikas are concerned, I have found around 50 in the Vedic period. Although Rigveda says only about 30, I found around 50. Some of the names I feel was repetitive, but the source were different. So I don't know if they are really different or they are the same Rishika, which we can explore later on. Medieval period, I found about 21 of them. And for the modern period, the current one, I have found as of now, I could trace around 10 of them. So we have a lot of work to do and learn about. So Rishi, I'm on the third slide now. So last week when I presented, I just wrote that Rishi is a man or woman of contemplation and are believed to have composed the hymns of the Vedas. So where there was a suggestion that I should go into the meaning of the word Rishi itself. So when I trace back to that, it was like to go or to move or to flow or to move to nearby flowing. So I think essentially means that it is going beyond the our daily existence and what we are into through to a different world, and to the spiritual knowledge. By means of spiritual knowledge, you actually go to find who you really are. is what I understood. So that is essentially what the name Rishi meant.
Does it also mean that like they are someone who keep moving, or
Yeah, I think essentially it is for you to move from wherever you are. Like we are all into our own, things in life, right? Our family, our work, and all this. So essentially, I think it is to move from that and go on to who we truly are, to find our true self. I think that is how I think they approached it, and that's why they have been able to, through meditations and all that, they have acquired knowledge which is beyond what we can,
yeah,
our
I
mind
think
can, achieve, and
one
then
has to free himself first to be
correct,
able to
yeah,
receive.
yeah, and then they have also, spread it and passed it down to the generations beyond. So that is one thing. And after that, as I mentioned, the names of the Rishikas and the fifth slide, the names are mentioned briefly, which I worked into detail, and now it's a separate Word document. Um, the sixth slide, it is about Gargi actually. Gargi was born during 700 BCE, and she was the daughter of Rishi Vachaknavu. Also, one of the things that I found is they trace back to Garga Muni, and that is why probably they took the name of Gargi, and there is also the Gotras and everything follow through. I will put a link to one website which I found, through which I got many of these rishis and rishikas names. One man called, I don't get his name, but the website is trsiyangar.net, I think. I will share the link in the chat box or in the group itself so that everybody can go and have a look at it. So I found that he has done tremendous amount of work in this field, where he has talked about many rishis, their stories, and also he has traced the rishis and their offsprings and what were their names. So that I found was, I mean, something really relevant, and he seemed to have done his studies from various places. He's a senior, quite a senior citizen, so I guess he would have done this work for many years. So he has a lot of info on his website about our culture, how the evolution of Gotra has taken place, and also the Abhivadaya mantra and all that we say during the Sandhya Vandanam. He has actually, some of us refer to 3 rishis, 4 rishis, 5 rishis, all those things he has mentioned in that website, which was really, I mean, I didn't even know that somebody has done so much work. So because of the research, I got to know many things. So maybe, each one of us can explore that and get more knowledge about it. So, so she was one of the Navaratnas in the court of King Janaka, and she was also called Brahmavadini because of her knowledge of Brahma Vidya. So she is also honored as a great natural philosopher, and she has composed several hymns that question the origin of all existence. However, I could not find the information on the exact verses that she composed. So that is something we can add on to. The most famous, Gargi also means that she is from the lineage of Gargamuni, and the person who inspires to think. That was one of the meaning that I found for Gargi. And it is also a name of a learned scholar and one of the names of goddess Durga. So that is what I found. And when I research about Gargi, the main thing that everywhere it crops up is her discussion, her debate between herself and Rishi Yagyavalkya. So that is something that I had put in the slide last time. So how this debate came about is, King Janaka once, he announced that he is going to have this kind of debate, and then whoever is the winner of the debate will go home with 1,000 cows, and that cows, there will be a lot of gold tied up to the horns of these cows. And then since he was such a learned sage, he said that no one could defeat him, and he ordered his disciples to take all the cows home, even before the debate started. And then, nobody was willing to confront him. So after which, Gargi was the one who said that, she is the one who questioned him on his claim of supremacy and challenged him to a debate, which he accepted. Now, the debate went on for hours, after which Yagyavalkya also acknowledged the greatness of Gargi's knowledge and wisdom. And she also, I think she equally, she accepted that how Yagyavalkya was also a great rishi who had the knowledge of the self and all that. So this debate is again narrated in the Brihadaranyaka Upanishad. She also seems to have composed many verses in the Rig Veda, and her philosophical views are found in the Chandogya Upanishad. So if we go into details into all this, then maybe we can find a lot of info. The 11th slide is something which I added this week, where there is, also Vijay sir had shared this, where it is a YouTube video done by, I think, Chinmaya Mission, where you can watch the dialogue. It's been converted as a series for some television, so it is part of that. Also, I found I could find lot of information on the actual dialogue that happened between Sage Yagyavalkya and Gargi. So from slide number 12, that's what I have added this week. So I will just read it and then we can debate. So this is, I also have put together the dialogues I found at various sites. There could be slight discrepancies. So that I have put it as a separate file, which I can share. So one of the things that I found relevant in a question answer form was from this site, which I'm putting in as part of my slide, but we can always, edit and alter it. So during the debate, Gargi said, Yagyavalkya, all this here is woven like warp and woof in water. Upon what then are the waters woven and rewoven? In air, O Gargi, he replied. In what then is air woven like warp and woof? In the worlds of the sky, O Gargi, he replied. In what then are the worlds of the sky woven like warp and woof? In the worlds of Aditya or the sun, O Gargi, he replied. In what then are the worlds of Aditya woven like warp and woof? In the worlds of Chandra, moon, he replied. In what then are the worlds of Chandra woven like warp and woof? In the worlds of Nakshatras, O Gargi, he replied. In what then are the worlds of Nakshatras woven like warp and woof? In the worlds of gods, O Gargi, he replied. In what then are the worlds of gods woven like warp and woof? In the worlds of Indra. In what then are the worlds of Indra woven? In the worlds of Prajapati, O Gargi, he replied. In what then are the worlds of Prajapati woven like warp and woof? In the worlds of Brahma, O Gargi, he replied. In what then are the worlds of Brahma woven like warp and woof? Yagyavalkya said, O Gargi, do not ask too much, lest thy head should fall off. Thou askest the deity about which we are not to ask too much. Do not ask too much, O Gargi. After that, she became silent. Then this was part of the 6th Brahmana, which I was narrating till now. Now in the 8th Brahmana, again she starts questioning. She says, Venerable Brahmanas, I shall ask him 2 questions. If he answers them, then indeed none of you can ever defeat him in any argument concerning Brahman. Yagyavalkya said, ask, O Gargi. She said, Yagyavalkya, as the son of a warrior from Kasi or Videha might string his loosened bow, take 2 pointed 4-piercing arrows in his hand, and rise to do battle, so I will rise before these 2 questions. Will you answer me these questions? He said, ask. O Yagyavalkya, that of which they say that it is above the heavens, beneath the earth, embracing heaven and earth, past, present, and future. Tell me, in what is it woven like warp and woof? So he replies, that of which they say that it is above the heavens, beneath the earth, embracing heaven and earth, past, present, and future, that is woven like warp and woof, is ether or akasha. She said, I bow to thee, O Yagyavalkya, who hast explained this question to me. Be prepared for the other. He says, ask. So she says, oh Yagyavalkya, what is above the heavens? What is beneath the earth? What is between? And what is these two, heaven and earth? And what is called past, present, and future, upon which is all this woven and rewoven like warp and woof? Yagyavalkya replied, what is above the heavens, O Gargi, and what is beneath the earth? What is in between, and what is these two, heaven and earth? And what is called past, present, and future is woven and rewoven on the ether like warp and woof. In what then is the ether woven? O Gargi, the Brahmanas call this the Akshara or the imperishable. It is neither coarse nor subtle, neither short nor long, neither red nor white. It is not a shadow, not darkness, not air, not ether, without addition, without smell, without eyes, without ears, without speech, without mind, without light, without breath, without a mouth or a door, without measure, we having no within or no without. It does not consume anything, nor does anyone consume it. By the command of this indestructible being, O Gargi, sun and moon stand apart. By the command of this Akshara, O Gargi, heaven and earth stand upheld in their places. By the command of that Akshara, O Gargi, minutes, hours, days, and nights, half months, months, seasons, years, all stand apart. By the command of that Akshara, O Gargi, some rivers flow to the east from the snowy mountains, others to the west, and others to the quarters ordained for them. By the command of that Akshara or indestructible being, O Gargi, men praise those who give the gods, follow the sacrifices, and forefathers the oblations. Whosoever, O Gargi, ignorant of this indestructible being, offers oblations in this world, sacrifices, adores the gods, and practices austerities, even for thousands of years, his work will have an end. Whosoever, O Gargi, without knowing this Akshara, departs from this world, becomes a miser. But he, O Gargi, who departs this world, knowing this indestructible being, is a true Brahmana. That Brahman, O Gargi, although unseen but sees, unheard but hears, unthought but thinks, unknown but knows, there is none that sees but he. There is none that hears but he. There is none that thinks but he. There is none that knows but he. In that Akshara, then, O Gargi, the ether is woven and rewoven like warp and woof. Then said Gargi, O venerable Brahmins, highly respect my word and acquaint yourself towards Yagyavalkya by bowing before him. None among you can defeat him in any argument concerning Brahman. After that, the daughter of Vachaknavu became silent. So after this debate, Yagyavalkya also realized the the wisdom and knowledge of Gargi, because she could come up actually with such questions.
Yeah.
And in return, I think she also acknowledged that he was a realized person and that nobody could defeat him because he had the knowledge of self. So I found this dialogue very interesting because, we keep asking a lot of questions, and she is someone who kind of asks these questions, one leading to another, like a child, like if this is that, then what is that? Then what is that? Then what is that? So it was very interesting. So this is one place where I found that it was very simple, and also the continuity was there. So that is why I picked up this and added to the slide. So if anyone has any comments, please do so.
Yeah. So again, it shows the intellectual state she was in, right? To be able to ask. I think questioning is itself a big thing, to be able to get the knowledge without questioning. Like nobody is going to get any knowledge.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Also, it is amazing that in those days, I mean, so much value was there for this kind of knowledge, and today it is like very few are seeking it, whereas those days that was the path beginning of everything for them. So
Yeah.
I think that's why so many great scriptures and great things came from that time.
The social media is filled with very superficial discussions and knowledge.
Yeah, correct.
Maybe I think it's time to flood it with the real knowledge.
Yeah.
But again, as they say, like first they need to have that clean state, shed sympathy to be able to receive this. It's not for all.
Yeah, correct. Shubhaji, you want to say anything?
No, but I think I would like to go through it again so that it sinks in, because at one shot we will not be able to.
Sure. Do you think anything else need to be added to the slides of mine and Saravananji? You can suggest that also.
Yeah, sure. I'll go through again.
Yeah.
I think it looks good. Both of you have done a wonderful job.
Yeah. Thank you. Satyaji?
Yeah, it's very nice, Padmaji. I mean, the whole discussion, it really makes us think, maybe even the questions are not necessary. Like, who is the questioner? It is,
correct.
Questioner is unseen, but that is what is seeing all through.
Yeah.
So I think instead of holding on to the question, the answer, and how the other person answers, if we can really hold on to that,
yeah,
I think that is the main foundation of this whole thing. I mean, everything starts there and ends there. So that is something all of us have to seek, and that is the place we have to be every moment.
Yeah.
It's a very nice way you have put in the whole conversation. As we discussed the other day, I think that conversation is what makes it more interesting.
Correct. Yeah.
Now we understand, how they could delve into all this detail and come to a conclusion or clarity.
Correct. Yeah. And I mean, I was thinking like, sorry. Yeah.
Now we have a lot of Upanishads or everything to fall back upon, but they did not have anything. So unless they found a right person who could really clarify their doubts, now
they were the originals. They were the originals who contributed to the creation of the actual literature.
Yes, the original versions of the whole thing. So maybe they were the ones who created these Upanishads, because we are reading them. I think the clarity which they have and the way they used to come to clarity, a lot of debate and discussion, that is really commendable. And the way you have extracted this whole thing to present to all of us, without we doing anything, and you brought it in front of us. So thank you for that. And thank you, Sharon.
Most welcome. I think I learned a lot in this process. One thing was I had to, because the dialogues were not clear, like I told you when I researched the first time. So like you said, after the dialogues or the conversation, even in Saravananji's slide, the rest is just a Wikipedia information, right? Of when they were, during what period they existed and all that. The dialogue is what, that talks about who they
Their
actually
contribution.
were, their contributions, and why they are so much honored and respected in our culture till today. So that's really nice.
One is about listening to these debates. I feel like as seekers in the journey, I think we should still have these debates in our own words
Correct. Mm.
to be able to reach that kind of state.
Mm.
Reading is, again, I feel like it sometimes it deceives you in the way that, like, you think you got it, but have you really got it? Right.
Yeah.
So when I was going through these debates, these dialogues, I said, like, yeah, perfect, makes sense. But then,
Yeah.
like, that makes sense is like right now it makes sense, or like forever, all the time, right?
Correct.
And to be able to be in that state all the time, it comes only from the true words
Yeah.
from this
From
gene.
our own understanding.
Yes, yes,
Yes.
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 Maybe I think I may. I think I may, like, we may see such debates by the light of the self org.
That will be nice. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
So should we move to spend time on the Tattva Bodha, or we have?
I don't have I mean only the questions I would normally write down. So I don't have the slide or anything where we can debate upon.
Yeah,
Satyaji,
yeah.
what do you think?
About what, Padmaji?
No, Saravananji was asking whether, because these were the only two things that we had prepared for today. And usually after this, Vijay sir would take on with the Tattva Bodha discussions, right? So since we don't have all those slides and where we had stopped, what do you suggest we should do? Like, it is 1 hour to the class now.
So do we have those list of questions which Vijayji generally puts in front of us?
No, I don't have that per se. Even if we have,
Yeah.
we are not able to share it as well. I
Let
might
me
have.
see. Let me see.
Yeah.
Maybe we
Yeah,
can take up
I
one
found it.
question for,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, I found it. I found it. It is, he has shared it. Let me put it in the chat, Zoom
I
chat.
think we were in the 12th or some question after.
If you open it, we can go to that. Yeah.
Yes.
So let me move to which slide he was in. 29. So 29 talks about the Avastha Traya Prakriya, which we completed. 30, 31 sleep state. Panchakosha we completed last time. Panchakosha Prakriya, and we were in slide 36. Slide 36, 37. So that's where we were. Should we just again review, or like we should, before we move to the next slides? Anybody has questions or discussion you want to have in this?
We are looking at slide number 37, no?
36, 37. Yeah.
36, 37,
36,
yeah.
37. Yeah.
I think we had a list of questions, right, Sarananji, where we were discussing on
Yeah,
each
I
one.
think this is the old one, I think. The current one, where he had put more questions, I think. Even I am not able to find it.
So we basically completed on the Karana Sarira. So like from Shukshma we went to Karana Sharira, and where we um, understood that it is the desire that creates it, and the desire comes from ignorance, and the ignorance is anadi, but ignorance has an end, right? So in terms of Tattva Bodha, literature itself, if I open it, so we maybe I can give you, I can, I have one PDF. Let me just put it for reference in the.
Once, Sarvananji, I found one screenshot that I had taken.
Okay.
So in that, is it the do we have slide number 34, which is that in your the thing that you shared? Does it talk about what is the root of karma? What is the nature of ignorance? What is karana sharira? Is that question there?
34. 34 talks about Panchakosha Prakriya. Avastatraya Prakriya, Panchakosha Prakriya.
Okay, no, this is a different one then, I think.
So slide number.
So this is I mean, I don't know how to share this because this is a screenshot. So
you can read it then.
Yeah. So there are 14 questions in this. So the first question is, what is Thula Sharira or gross body? What is Sukshma Sharira or subtle body? All this I think we have done. Who is Devata? What are Prakriyas?
That is in
Sharira.
slide 38. 36.
Oh,
sorry.
okay.
Slide 36.
Okay. Does it also have these questions? What is Karana Sharira?
Yes.
What is the nature of ignorance?
Correct. Ignorance.
What is the root of karma? How can you establish existence of Karana Sharira?
Yeah.
What is Avastatraya Prakriya and what is Vishwa, Taijasa, Avidya and Prajna?
Prajna. Yeah.
Okay, I think that is the last screenshot even I have. So
yeah. So that's where we finished.
Yeah.
I think we are done with Karana Sharira, and maybe we have to go to that next question. What is the nature of ignorance? And the one about karma.
It is there. Okay, maybe we can open the actual reference document given by our foundation. When we started, they had given it. It should be in the beginning of our. Let me just check that. It is there in my Google Drive as well.
Satyaji left, I think.
I'm still going up in the.
Or we can even conclude Sarvananji for today.
Okay.
What do you think, Shubhaji?
Any questions before we conclude on the Tattva Bodha? Anybody has?
Or anybody else wants to prepare a slide on any Rishika next week?
Yeah.
Shubhaji is there, so no. She's the one.
Satyaji also came back.
Probably I will work on Anasuya.
Okay. Yeah. Satyaji, we felt what if we just conclude today's session and then we can meet up next week.
Sure, Padmaji.
Yeah. And Shubhaji is preparing a slide on Anasuya for next presentation. So,
Yeah.
And I will also share that doc which I prepared of the list of all the Rishikas and the female saints. So we can take up one by one from there also if anybody wants to work on the presentations.
Yeah, Padmaji, if you can share that in the group, I think we can start.
I'll share it in the group. Yes. Yeah, I'll share it. Sarananji, then can we conclude it?
Yeah, okay.
You have that.
Yeah, let me open that slide.
Yeah.
Closing prayer. Yeah, I'll start. You want to do Padmaji? Actually, you planning? You have that link, right? I
Yeah,
gave you.
1 second. 1 second.
Yeah, you can conclude. Yeah, I am putting it again.
Yeah, it's from slide 9, right? Yeah. Asato ma sadgamaya tamaso ma jyotirgamaya mrityorma amritam gamaya. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om, lead me from untruth to truth, darkness to light, impermanence to permanence. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om, that is complete. This is complete. When completeness is removed from completeness, what remains is complete. When completeness is added to completeness, totality remains complete. Om, peace, peace, peace. Who am I? Nanu, Nanenbudu, Nanalla, Ideha, Manabuddhi, Nanalla, Sachidanandatma, Shivananu Nane, Shivoham, Shivoham, Shivoham. I am not the body, mind, intellect. I am pure consciousness, Shiva Swarupi. Atmadarshanam, Brahmadarshanam, Brahmadarshanam, Satyadarshanam. Recognition of self is recognition of the whole. Recognition of the whole is the truth. Om Trayambakam Yajamahe Sugandhim Pushti Vardhanam Urvarukamiva Bandhanan मृत्योर्मुक्षीयमामृतात्। ॐ त्र्यम्बकं यजामहे सुगन्धिं पुष्टिवर्धनम् उर्वारुकमिव बन्धनान् मृत्योर्मुक्षीयमामृतात्। ॐ त्र्यम्बकं यजामहे सुगन्धिं पुष्टिवर्धनम् उर्वारुकमिव बन्धनान् मृत्योर्मुक्षीयमामृतात्. We worship the three-eyed one who is fragrant and who nourishes all. I think some of लोकाः समस्ताः सुखिनो भवन्तु। लोकाः समस्ताः सुखिनो भवन्तु। लोकाः समस्ताः सुखिनो भवन्तु. May all beings be happy, healthy and peaceful. Hari Om Tat Sat.
Yeah, I found that link. I'll just put it anyway, which is what I was thinking of bringing up. We can look into it next time. Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Okay then.
Yeah. Hari Om everyone.
Hari Om.
Thank you.
everyone. Thank you.
We can. Bye.